Prepare yourself, Dan Saiyan.
So yesterday I talked to you guys about how Beast Gohan has some canonically accurate lines in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, brand new lines that came out from the new DLC that basically paint a picture that there is going to be a new transformation for Beast Gohan in the future. He has not reached his limit, meaning that there is more limit to reach. And again, it is canon. It's been stated that it's canon. So this actually is a video that I really put a lot of heart and soul into, and I want to thank you guys, everyone who watched yesterday's video. You guys are awesome, but I did tell you that there is more characters in the new DLC that say more interesting lines that, to me, I mean, they completely change the picture of what power is at the end of Dragon Ball Super's manga and how that power has changed, because Orange Piccolo has a lot to say in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and he's got a ton of funny lines.
How about it, Goku? Wanna try flying into my mouth again?
I think I'll pass. Besides, I'm pretty sure that's the kind of trick that only works once.
Underestimate me this time, and you'll be in for a world of pain. Well, it appears as though you've gotten a mite stronger. But you've gotten no better at jokes.
Now, don't just settle for a boring name like Orange Piccolo. If I am the victor, I would like to receive all naming rights.
I know I said I didn't care about a name for this form, but now I'm kind of scared about what you would come up with. You sure look like those Gamma guys. You know, weird costume and all that.
Not you too. Doesn't anybody think my costume's cool?
Let's go, Mr. Piccolo! We gotta train more, come on!
Pan? Is that really you? I know that Saiyans get sudden growth spurts, but this is real sudden.
I mean, those are just a few that I really like, but if you don't remember, Orange Piccolo is not a character that we really see a lot of in Dragon Ball Super at all. In the anime, we see him a little bit fight Cell Max and fight one of the Gammas. Like, he doesn't even really fight. But in the manga, we see a little bit more, but still, it isn't that much. In Dragon Ball Super's manga chapter 99, we actually have a moment that we did not see in the anime, and that is the fact that Gohan is legitimately valid for thinking that Piccolo is dead in the manga, while in the anime it's a little bit more vague. He just sees Piccolo like looking like he's dead, and then he transforms. But in the manga, what ends up happening is that he actually believes that Piccolo was actually killed in this scene, shot to death, and that's why he transforms, only to find out, and we see right here, that Gamma 1 actually ended up using his force field, his shield, to block the attack from incoming and killing Piccolo. All those attacks were blocked from killing Piccolo, so Gamma 1 actually saved Piccolo's life after the fact. In the anime, we don't see this doesn't happen, but in the manga we get a valid reason, and this is a good change, because honestly, Dragon Ball Super's manga just changes things from the anime in a much more positive direction and gives us more insight in what's happening. But this is just a great change for both these characters. Not only does Piccolo have and Gohan have Gamma 1 to thank for saving his life, but at the same time we realize now that it was a kill shot. Cell Max was trying to kill Piccolo, and he would have succeeded if Gamma 1 did not block the attack from happening. And Gamma 1 is the one who actually wakes up Piccolo after he is attacked. He's yelling at him to wake up while Cell Max lunges into the air to create his Cell Max Death Ball. This is the reason that the rage that Gohan had when he kicks Cell Max isn't really there by the time that Cell Max is throwing that ball, because he realizes that Piccolo's actually still alive, so he doesn't really need to like lose himself in rage. This actually may have helped him not go down the route of Broly. And with Gamma 1 waking up Piccolo's able to hold Cell Max in place and stop him from throwing that ball, which would have annihilated the whole world. Gohan would have had to take care of that ball immediately before it hit any sort of ground. With Piccolo being awakened again and being alive, this refocuses Gohan, who had been in a sort of state of shell shock, refocuses him, and then he does the brand new Beast Gohan Special Beam Cannon. The power up to this attack is what causes Cell Max to freak out, starts using his wings, which to me is the most unsettling thing, and probably one of the coolest things Cell Max actually does, because you often forget, at least I do, that Cell is essentially a bug. And with Piccolo holding on still, almost like he's in a rodeo, we actually get Gamma 1 and Krillin, of all people, basically being awesome, and Gamma 1 shoots off one of Cell Max's wings, while Krillin uses a Destructo Disc to cut off the other, which to me, again, this shows how weapons like the Gamma's weapon here and weaker attacks when you have your guard down, how they affect these sorts of beings regardless how powerful they are, because everyone was up in arms with Dragon Ball Daima because they were using weapons that were taking out Goku, and yet here we have Gamma 1 with a gun shooting out one of Cell Max's wings, while we have Krillin, who is the strongest human on Earth, using an attack that is extremely weak and does not do anything to Cell Max because he tried to use it earlier with no effect, using it on his other wing, but because Cell Max kind of is in a sort of guard down stance because he's trying to get away, it still damages his wing, allowing Android 18, another man-made thing, to come and actually break it. So this whole thing with Daima, it's been set up since the very beginning. We've been seeing how this power scaling works and how weapons that are made by man or demons or aliens can be strong, and how certain characters, if their guards are down, they can get knocked out or hurt or whatever. Ultimately, this leads to Gohan able to use the Special Beam Cannon, but then Cell Max shoots beam at it. But Goten and Trunks again catch Cell Max off guard and are able to push his hand out of the way, and then Piccolo holds Cell Max's head in place so the headshot could take place. I mean, this death scene is just so much better than anything that the anime had, in my opinion. Going back to it, showing all the characters that were there being useful in some way is awesome, and I love the fact that Toyotaro did this. And again, this is the last time we see Orange Piccolo do anything really when it comes to fighting. And when all is said and done, Piccolo drops this little gem of wisdom here. He says this when it comes to Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. We never could have beaten that beast without their help. Valid. Heck, I wonder if even Dad and Vegeta could have taken down that monstrous version of Cell, which, again, this is where we're getting like the power scaling of how strong Cell Max actually was. This is why I said you can't afford to get rusty even during seemingly peaceful times. And, you know, Gohan apologizes, and what, may I ask, was that final attack? It was supposed to be Light of Death, and Piccolo's like, Light of Death? And Gohan's like, sorry, it was a poor imitation, but Piccolo said it was brilliant. But this shows how strong Piccolo really was, and all those characters really were at the end of Dragon Ball Super Superhero. So going back to Sparking Zero, and we see some of these interactions like these.
I know you always said the size of your opponent doesn't matter, but come on. Where the heck am I even supposed to hit you?
What's the matter, Gohan? Thought your enemies would always be the same size as you?
It really is awesome to see Orange Piccolo interacting with more characters and having more screen time as one of the most creative Dragon Ball transformations of all time, I would say. It really is that creative and that awesome that they created this character or this transformation, because it just hits every nail on the head when it comes to a good form. But the reason that I wanted to make this video after looking at all the interactions is because of this line right here.
This is the perfect opportunity to redeem myself and the 7th universe.
No mercy. Justice is absolute.
He says, this is the perfect opportunity to redeem myself and the 7th universe. And he's talking about it when it comes in terms of fighting Jiren. Seeing this blew my mind, because even though Jiren has like a very generic answer to this, like he doesn't actually respond in any sort of way, which to me means that they really didn't get the approval to have Jiren say much here in response to Orange Piccolo, because again, all this stuff is coming from a place of canon. But when Orange Piccolo says these lines, this is the perfect opportunity to redeem myself in the 7th universe. And I'm telling you guys that they definitely have to talk to sources that can verify what could be canon, what is canon, before they make these interactions, because not every character has interesting ones. But the fact that Orange Piccolo has this one with Jiren means that Orange Piccolo believes that he can redeem what he did himself during that tournament, which he did not get far in that tournament. But he goes beyond that. He says he can redeem the 7th universe, which at the very end of the Tournament of Power, it needed 3 characters to defeat Jiren. And the fact that he would even say that, to me, when the 7th universe won the tournament, so he doesn't really have to like redeem them because they didn't win. He has to redeem them because how badly they won, because they needed 3 characters versus Jiren, and Jiren was taking them all out. He was taking out everybody, and he was lasting way too long. That means that Orange Piccolo is confident that he could have redeemed the 7th universe if he fought Jiren now, if he fought the same Jiren from the Tournament of Power, meaning that Orange Piccolo is stronger than Jiren. And that may not seem like a huge, oh my god, of course he is, because everyone takes these power scalings like from how the movies are or the TV shows are. Like with time, now these characters are stronger, right? Besides Daima, by the end of Superhero, they should be stronger than anything that came from the Tournament of Power. But you guys are forgetting how strong Jiren was. A character that could face off against and basically defeat his God of Destruction. That means that Orange Piccolo is above Jiren, he's above Belmod. He is stronger than both of them, and we just saw what Cell Max did to all of them. It needed all of them to basically win. So Cell Max is above that, and if Goku and Vegeta maybe can, maybe can't defeat Cell Max, that shows how powerful they truly are by the end, showing that Piccolo is extremely powerful, showing that Beast Gohan is way more powerful than Piccolo. That means these 2 characters have been confirmed, I guess, through this to be stronger than at minimum Belmod, who is one of the gods of destruction. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. Again, I base this all on the fact that this is bleeding into being canonized, because I don't think that they would release these without there being prior approval of what they're gonna say. But let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.